And with Luke Combs' ticket, top prize odds, 1 in 128,000.
The Still has been Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska's go-to superstore for fine wines and spirits for more than 35 years. And from now through the 4th of July, get Crown Royal 1 3/4 liters for $46.90 bottles and receive a $25 mail-in rebate that makes each bottle just $34.49 before tax. Price valid through the 4th of July. Check out that deal and more at the Still, Lincoln's fine wines and spirits superstore, just south of 70th and Highway 2.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
It's time to get the grill out for 4th of July celebrations. Make sure to load up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 5th are $2 off all steakhouse burgers and hot dogs. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? This is Old School. DP, Jay Foreman, Austin on the ones and twos, making it sound good and look good. Old School is brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat, every type of cut. It is July 3rd. You better get on down there and go in there and get every type of meat and every type of cut that you want that you're going to try to throw on the grill. High quality meat, always tastes good, always is fresh, and then even better, has great customer service and great people working in there. But it is July 3rd. A lot has been going on. We discussed in the crossover with Strick. What's our go-to? Kinda. But let's since we got to talk about July 4th, right? Okay, and which we should. I mean, look,
before you get into this list of this great list, right? Because Jay's list
of what? I was just going to ask you one.
Just his list, because I know Jay has a specialty. But then what else is on the grill matters, right? And then how you display it on the grill, because you can't cook everything together.
You can't cook it all together,
right? So we need Chef Foreman's formula.
All 3 grills laid out,
right? Like how the grills are laid out, and because it's a master's class.
Yeah, it just depends. I think a lot of it depends on how many people you're gonna have.
Okay,
over.
Well, hold on. So we were talking the other day, right? And we have the best. I say they're not. We don't have listeners. We have family. We have radio family. And when you call our radio family, they show up. They show up in full, right? So, and here's the thing where we found out when they show up for Jay a little bit differently than they show up for me and Austin and everybody else.
I don't believe that.
So they show up a little different. They show up a little different for us, right? So dude went to the store, got cookies for us, right? He got carrot cake for Jay. And then if you're talking carrot cake in Lincoln, Nebraska, there's a place that you have to talk about. So we have our friend. So Marcy, Sweet Things by Marcy. And she said, we talking carrot cake. I said, okay, Jay Foreman, you really gonna talk about carrot cake and not give me a shout out, right?
I apologize. Well, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so she stepped up into the AM? Marcy, let me see. Go ahead. I'm gonna go give props right here. Just on presentation alone.
This is a cake.
Okay. And it's heavy.
This is a cake.
Hey, Austin. This is you talking about am I gonna work out? I'm just doing arm curls. Two hands arm curls. Listen here, Sweet Things by Marcy. Listen, Sweet Things by Marcy, located 210 O Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. Carrot cake. I already know it's off the chain. I can't wait. But you know what, Marcy? I'm gonna be good and I'm gonna wait. No, you know what? I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. But I'm gonna sneak down about 12:01 DP.
Yep.
And be like
just a fork. Just
a tiptoe burglar. And you know how this thing is. I got another carrot cake, but this is just mine. This is one I'm gonna just take my time and savor right now. You know, when you have people over and people act like knuckleheads on holidays and you need that like go-to like Musa, you know, instead of going in like an office or something, I was going to give me just one little bite of carrot cake. That's it. Then it's going to turn into 2 or 3 big bites. I appreciate it, Marcy. I cannot wait. I will give a full report on Wednesday, and you might be getting reports during the 4th of July.
Right. Just random tweets.
Just random tweets because, so-and-so, you know, ate too much. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and have me another piece of carrot cake. I just heard another M80 go off. Okay, let me go get another.
Force me out here.
Force me out here. You know what? I got to go out to the garage. And I'm just gonna take my little fork. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have my own little fork, DP, and just consistently, every time I walk past the sink, just rinse it off and just keep it clean. Put it right in the back pocket.
Yep. So nobody else and you can. Jay will mark it so that he knows if anybody else.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I learned this from my grandma, that how you mark. She taught me how to mark it. I won't tell anybody. There's a way to mark it, and I always check one spot. So that's the way you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do that with like this carrot cake. You got to do it with potato salad. You got to do it with anything that you obviously put a lot of time into. And so I wanted to ask you guys, when you guys think of 4th of July, I guess barbecues or celebration, what's the first thing? What's the one thing that you look forward to?
I need the best hamburger that I'm going to eat all year long. Like, I need the best freshly grilled hamburger, freshly pressed.
Okay, let me dig into it. Let me ask you where you're at on this. So you want them to go get the ground beef and make their own patties?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What goes into your ideal patty? Because I don't know, Austin, have you had homemade patties?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but and some people do them different now. I just want to know how you like them.
I like fully seasoned before, so ground up in the.
See there, that's what I'm talking about, man. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Season your meat. Go ahead. Tell me some more.
In it, I'm not like I tell people, do your thing with onions or whatever off to the side. I don't care how you grill them, fry them, whatever you want to do with it. But in the meat, before you measure them by hand, flatten them, separate them, shield them off, I need all of the seasoning in the meat.
And what else is in there?
Right. I don't see. My grandmother always, and she did a little dab of soy sauce.
Yep.
She had a real finite thing with soy sauce. My auntie Aunt Clara would put a dab of mustard into the seasoning meat along with it, and you could tell the difference in who made them, right? You could tell. And then my uncle brother was the one who was the grill master for the longest time, and he would break eggs into it.
Yep.
He would break eggs into it, then season, mesh them all up, and that was, I knew, okay.
One egg per pound.
Yep. Yeah, you knew, like that to me, I was like,
it's a little bit. Those were the ones that are a little bit richer and but definitely, my dad, I seen him do one time. He put a little Worcestershire sauce in there. That was always, it's kind of almost soy sauce, but I mean, not really, but still, it's ground beef. So that's good. I mean, I was thinking hamburger. What about you, Austin?
I honestly couldn't tell you exactly what's gone into all the homemade hamburger patties I've had.
What's your
my ideal?
Yeah. For 4th of July, what's the one thing tomorrow that you're going to look forward to?
Man, it's hard to go wrong with a hamburger. I haven't had a good hot dog or brat in a while. Like, I'm not that as long as there's protein on the grill, I don't care what you're making. Just put it on my plate. And plenty of it.
How many people in your family are coming? Do you know?
Gosh. Okay, so we'll have my immediate 5 and my wife. So there's 6.
Okay.
We'll have grandpa and aunt up to 8. We have Ben and Allison 10.
So
4,
in the
5, we're up to like darn near 20 people.
So you'll be the fine recipient. You and Jay will be the recipient because we had a listener who brought brats in.
Ooh.
And they're
you like brats?
I love brats.
Brats and hot dogs. They brought them in. They're in the freezer, and they put them in 2 different packages. So each of you will take a pack. Yeah, you 2 will take packages with you.
Can I tell you the best brat story ever?
Please.
First, so my go-to generally is ribs. That's just ribs, and my dad still, I think, grills the best steak. He can make a cube steak taste good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he can do it on anything. George Foreman grill, he could do it. So my brat story is this. Nebraska was playing up at Wisconsin. And it was when they had J.J. Watt and all them. It was a night game.
Yeah.
I think Bo was still the coach. So we all went up there and we get to Wisconsin. So it's the night. We get there the night before. And we go out drinking or whatever. And Wisconsin, I guess, they're known for brats. And so we went to some place they had all different types. But we went to this one place that was supposed to be the best brats in Madison that morning. So, when you drinking, and that also Jake went up there and just recently, I think when Frost and them were up there, and they had a beer called Spotted Cow. He brought me back, about like a case or 2. So you're drinking beer. So, I'm not going to be out here and be sloppy drunk, but so I'm going to make sure, the ratio of, a couple beers and eat or, 4 beers because they going down. First of all, the game's at night. You there at like 9. I'm trying to watch the game. I'm trying to, so you got to pace yourself. And then, you're eating and stuff. When I tell you these brats were hitting and they were cheap too, they were like buy 2 for like $6. I'm like, oh. So then I know I can. So that means I can drink more beer, right?
Them's the rules.
DP, when I tell you, I consumed easily 20 brats within 2 or 3 days. Let me tell you something.
Well done.
It was a full goal line stand when Jay Foreman got back to Lincoln,
right?
Nebraska.
Yeah, you had to strap in.
I had to. I mean, you talking about meat sweats on the toilet? you talking about the legs?
You had to work.
Look, when you talking about your legs being asleep,
his toes scrunched all up.
My legs were so asleep, I couldn't even when you kind of like get them trying to bring them back to life. They was like, nah, man. So I'm like, dang, my stuff locked up so bad. I might try to give me some cold water.
Hey, you enjoyed the party, man. You gotta pay. You gotta pay.
I paid for it. I'm telling you. Hey, if they had a picture, if they had somebody that took a picture or something like that, it would have been a white cow or a spotted cow in one hand and a brat, and them things was hitting.
they beating Jay Foreman.
And here's the thing: the game started out good, right? And then Monty Ball ran over somebody at the goal line. Then the Avalanche game. So then the Wisconsin fans were going crazy. So then I'm eating and drinking more just because I just want to just block out all the nonsense. And what they do is the band, they go and do at the beginning of the game. So they go all through all the bars. Well, they just must have found out this Nebraska former player is there and they just playing. I mean, it was touchdown. They couldn't leave before they kept scoring. So I just kept telling the waitress, keep them coming.
You know who does? I have to say, amongst the people that people would know, Charles Haley made the best beer brat at his house. Charles Haley would just marinate the brats, and then he would broil them and then grill them. So he broiled them in beer and then grill them. And Charles Haley, I said he was a magician. Man, them brats would come off, and that first bite to hit you, and all that beer. Jay, it just flowed into you. You're like, okay, all right. Well,
as a matter of fact, we're gonna crack something open tonight, Austin.
We might get cracked open. What are we doing?
Still got some spotted cow. We might have to go Austin 316.
There you go. There you go. See,
look, man, when you got to be at when you got to be at a graduation party with some people, you definitely consume just to be sitting over there, just be looking at them like, man. I know my daughter's happy right now, but it's taking everything from me. Hey, DB, I'm over there contemplating like, man, I could just Jimmy Fly snooker you right now. and not even feel, like a clothesline, stand to Larry Hansen or something.
Oh man,
it'd be a bunkhouse brawl. I'm going old school. We're going to have bunkhouse brawl.
Bull rope match.
Right. Strap match up there at a graduation party.
You look, we've all gone through those.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we found some peace and you figure out how to get through. I don't know what it is. I mean, there's been a lot going on, so I'm a little fatigued. I'm just fatigued. We'll talk about Mark and his family when we come back from the break. But yeah, Jay, listen, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I need to sleep. I need to get
you
caught
ain't getting
up.
no sleep because I'm fireworks to be good. I mean, I heard one this morning at 7.
They are out there. They are out
but
there.
Here's what I want to ask.
Am I allowed to just have water balloons that I throw out the window or from the rooftop?
Can I
do that?
You need to go. You need to stop.
Right?
Target's right there.
Yeah.
Go over there and get a water balloon gun.
Yeah.
And get one, and they kind of automatic.
Yeah.
Start lighting.
They fill up 50 at a time.
Yeah, start lighting people up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, just to throw them.
To
literally just to drive or to drive through neighborhoods and people are lighting fireworks and just throw balloons at them.
Yeah.
Look, if you're gonna ruin my day, I'm gonna ruin yours. No, but I'm gonna stay. Tomorrow's sleep day for me.
Yeah. Well, good first segment. When we come back, we're gonna cover some stuff. I got some other 4th of July stories. We'll get into NBA free agency. Obviously, Huskers are still rolling in recruiting. And, we'll go so forth and so on and push on towards 6 p.m. and send you guys off to 4th of July. This is Jay Foreman, DP, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and Jay. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to get the grill out for 4th of July celebrations. Make sure to load up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 5th are $2 off all steakhouse burgers and hot dogs. Plus, big news. They have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Up your kitchen game with Kitchen Tune-Up. With experienced, creative, and dedicated technicians on their team, Jason, Ron, and the team bring your kitchen dreams to life. Say goodbye to outdated spaces and hello to a renewed, personalized kitchen that will make you the envy of your friends, neighbors, and family. Experience quality craftsmanship and exceptional customer service when you choose Kitchen Tune-Up. Visit kitchentune-up.com/Lincoln-NE today or call 402-200-4697 and achieve the kitchen tune-up of your dreams.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon-wrapped dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon-wrapped dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. We are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
The Still has been Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska's go-to superstore for fine wines and spirits for more than 35 years. And from now through the 4th of July, get Crown Royal 1 3/4 liters for $46.99. Buy 2 bottles and receive a $25 mail-in rebate that makes each bottle just $34.49 before tax. Price valid through the 4th of July. Check out that deal and more at The Still, Lincoln's fine wines and spirits superstore, just south of 70th and Highway 2.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back July 3rd. We appreciate everybody watching on the YouTube channel, representing Old School, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We're finishing out strong like we always do every day that we're on to, talk a little mess on the radio, and we appreciate your support. Obviously, it goes without saying, the holidays are a good time to kind of reflect a little bit. And, look, as much as, we can joke about some of the aches and ailments that we have. Nothing is probably even close to what, Mark Onweiler and his family went through. And I can't speak for Mark. I can only guesstimate. And I know Mark well enough that, I'm sure July 4th is going to be a little bit different moving forward. Also will say one of my best friends, Tony Ortiz, lost his father, and it's his birthday today. So I'm sure these things are going to, hit home. DP has some other people that unfortunately passed away. I had another high school teammate pass away. And also Travis O'Neal, who played at North Dakota, who was one of my best friends in the whole world. This is around the time that he passed away. So with that being said, like I said, Inside the Huddle yesterday, I want to send, condolences to Mark Onweiler and his family. I want to say I appreciate just me, and obviously I'm not, Mark, but I appreciate that all the support he's gotten through, the texts, I'm sure emails, the support with the GoFundMe, and just the thoughts with it for Mark, just because of, it's never easy. And, look, man, as much as we just joked about, being at certain family functions with, whoever it is that really, get your goat, or, you definitely don't feel the best about, it's probably small fish to, what Mark's going through. Mark would probably like to be upset, and be able to have his wife around. So I want to, for me, if you're listening, I've texted him and stuff like that, man. Look, I'm thinking about you, man, and feel for you, just like the rest of the Ticket family and then Ticket support or people that listen, and the Husker Nation as well. I want to, obviously express my condolences again, and then turn it over to DP.
Yeah, it's this path that has taken over the Onweiler family over the last few months, and we've tried to be respectful of it and not share information or the process going through it. We just made a purposeful choice to just allow Mark whatever Mark needed to be there for Jordan and Olivia in whatever way he needed to be there for them. And then you recognize more. I mean, we always have appreciation for Mark. Then you have more appreciation for his family, because his family, I'm a handful, man. Like I say that openly. And to have somebody who's willing to concede parts of their life for you, for your vision, for your path, or whatever it is. And I used to, whenever Jordan was around, I would apologize. I'm like, I'm so sorry for occupying so much of this man's time.
Right.
None of what happens here happens without Mark. And in turn, Jordan and Olivia are a big part of the Ticket family. They have been, they are, they will be. It's difficult to watch people that you love in pain. We're on the peripheral of that love and pain. And it's a weight. So I worry about Mark because I don't have any point of reference for it. He's asked to be great at a level that I can't even imagine. I can't fathom what he's gone through, what he's going through, what he's going to need going forward. I say all of that to say this to the Ticket family, and I keep calling you the Ticket family because y'all hang out with us all day, every day, just because. And that's a blessing. And the way I watched you rally for Mark Onweiler and his family is not only admirable, it's impressive, but it's everything that I thought Lincoln, Nebraska was before I moved here. You showed up. You showed up. And when you show up, in general, we're moved. When you show up specifically for people that we love, in absolution we love, and we watch y'all rally and you make concessions and there have been no fewer than 8 people who drove by the station to leave something for Mark today. And I'm impressed by each and every single one. I've watched sponsor friends and families of ours who have made donations through their companies, those that have made public statements and public gestures. There have been those that have done private gestures just to let Mark know in private that they're there for him and that they're doing things from their companies for Mark. And then you recognize, this is community. This is family. And to watch Lincoln rally for Mark Onweiler, for his family, I just have to say, Mark knows in total absolution how much he's loved by the people who work with him, for him, under him, beside him, because of him. He knows. And that's the important thing that we have to do. He now knows how much this community admires, respects, and loves him and his family. And for that, I say thank you.
Yeah, it was good, man. It's obviously it's a situation that nobody can really don't have any. There's no game plan for it. Even if there was, you never know what it's going to be like. So, kind words, and Mark, we're still thinking about you, and we're going to be checking up on you. Holidays. Sometimes, first of all, holidays are hard, anyways. It's just for me, it's just not fun. But for him, I'm not going to think about myself. I'm thinking about Mark tomorrow. So, if everybody else could, we really appreciate it. And so, look, obviously, talking about that, but then, in short, back to sports, we're going to jump into the NBA free agency, obviously Husker talk, stuff going on. They're continuing to push the envelope. Had some unique discussions, I think, on VJ and Farley's show. They had Roger Craig's brother on there and talking about Roger Craig, talking about different, guys potentially in the Hall of Fame, which is interesting as well. I think a lot of people don't know the thing about the Hall of Fame is it is the writers, and it's harder now because a lot of the older writers are out, but also it's the organizations decide who they want to push. On top of, it's without a doubt, I think every year that a Super Bowl is at a certain site, generally a player gets in, whether it's the direct organization or it's one that's like a one-off. So, when you have the Browns and Colts, that, their type of thing. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And, and it was good listening to VJ and Farley.
I had to jump into that because I literally put the note. I'm like, y'all better say that last name real quick. Yeah, better say the Foreman name.
Yeah,
like you need to say it. Like I know you get caught up in your avenue of creativity, and you're rallying for the Husker, and I'm like, don't forget.
Well, Roger Craig does. They've become pretty close. And so Roger Craig knows that my dad helped set forth the path. Marshall Faulk has said it as well. People always get Bill Walsh. They say Bill Walsh is the godfather of the West Coast. It's not actually Bill Walsh. It's actually Jerry Burns.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill Walsh is a disciple of his. But again, when you win the Super Bowl as the 49ers, then you are the godfather of it. Roger Craig definitely deserves to get in. So does my dad. And I think the stat thing is a little bit overblown because the game is a lot different. And don't hold against him that he was a multifaceted running back against him. Actually appreciate it.
It's the space between him and his era and everybody else from his era.
Right. Well, you can't talk about
like
you can't talk about the 49ers and that run without Roger Craig. So that lets you know right there.
Yeah, but your dad somehow managed to make himself my favorite football player, even as a kid from DC. When I had Larry Brown and Charlie Haraway and Dwayne Thomas and Herb Mulkey, like I had some dudes, but it was your dad because he was so much. There was such a space between him. It was him and OJ, and then
else.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Like everybody else. And they both were so unique in how they played the game that they affected everybody else afterward. Look, 32 and 44 is what running backs wore because of them two.
Yeah.
Like everybody wanted to get in line.
Yeah, like I didn't even know like Robert Newhouse that played for the Cowboys. I met him one time.
Yeah.
It was actually a Houston Texan and Cowboy like event, and they had some older guys there, and he was like, yeah, that's why I wore your dad's jersey.
Man, look. I've told you, your dad got me in trouble with my coach many times because I would have that loaf of bread out there and the spin move in space.
My dad wasn't the epitome of high and tight, but I was talking to him today, and we were talking about I got a nephew that's he's fixated on playing quarterback. We're trying to say, look, man, go play any position, because I was a running back in high school, switched to defense. My dad was a defensive tackle and tight end. And then when he got to Miami, he played receiver, DB, and then they, threw him in there kind of receiver and wing back.
Imagine him playing defensive tackle, spin moving people.
Yeah.
Woo, right. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, I mean, but there
was a whole lot of lookout blocks that used block and check
forward. They had some ballers on his high school team. I was like, man, I wonder who the running back was.
Right. Tell me that story.
Yeah.
Who was the dude that was ahead of your daddy?
Yeah. Yeah, and so, but the whole thing is like you just never know where you can end up and be multifaceted. Now it's got to be, it's a common. You have to be, you got to be able to catch it. You got to be able to block. You got to be able to run it. You got to be able to score. And I think there's difference in the runners. At least when I faced them, the guys that could put it in the end zones, the Marcus Allen, the Edgerrin James, those guys were the toughest because you knew. Once it got within a yard or two or 3-yard line. They were going to find a way to
And
slither.
they stayed out there.
Yes. And
they stayed out there.
And
With
they
no
were
third
dangerous.
down back coming on the field. No.
And there was no mistakes you could make. And you just imagine looking across that running back, and there's no mistakes going to be made. If you make a false step, you might as well just let him just walk right in.
Bob Brunick tells a story. He tells a story of that, as much as he loved the rivalry between Washington and Dallas, he says, I knew that the rest of the season was just the lead up to me being measured.
Yeah.
And he would always pause. He said, because no matter what I did and who I tackled before that or after that, I was going to be measured by my one-on-ones with John Riggins.
Yeah.
He said, I had to tell my family before the game, hey, listen, you might see me in positions that you haven't seen me in before.
I will be exposed.
Right? Like I'm going to have like he goes, when I come to Washington, they play on grass and dirt, and my uniform is going to be dirty than usual.
Right. Our RFK was especially late in the year was Mud Bowl.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's a unique time, man. But
your daddy did it in the Arctic, man. He did it.
Yeah, no sleeves either.
He did it in ice and mud.
No sleeves.
Come on.
No gloves. No sleeves.
Come on.
And but it was good. It was good conversation with VJ and them.
When are you going to fire? When are you going to fire that? You're going to fire that up in August, September.
In August, right when training camp starts.
There we go, man. So. Just to be clear, what you going to call this masterpiece of radio?
I don't know if we decided on the name yet.
I don't know. I'm waiting on you.
I got.
Think about it over the break.
Yeah, think about it over the break. But we're going to go to break. Jay Foreman, DP, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
USTOP is a member of LEBA, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LEBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Remember, every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with the Lancaster Event Center. Stop by USTOP and fill up every Tuesday to help us fuel our community.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
The Still has been Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska's go-to superstore for fine wines and spirits for more than 35 years. And from now through the 4th of July, get Crown Royal 1 3/4 liters for $46.99. Buy 2 bottles and receive a $25 mail-in rebate that makes each bottle just $34.49 before tax. Price valid through the 4th of July. Check out that deal and more at The Still, Lincoln's fine wines and spirits superstore, just south of 70th and Highway 2.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Short segment here, about 2 minutes before we get to the top of the hour. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos. Quick, DP in Austin. What's your number 2? Is it potato salad? Is it baked beans? What is it? What's your number 2? Oof. Oh, no, here's a better question.
Yeah.
Here's a better question. Austin, do you like potato salad? No.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Okay.
See,
I don't even, Austin. Austin, I'm a holiday spirit. I'm going to leave you there. DP, I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this, DP. A good potato salad and baked beans. I'm going to ask you this. Do you, now I like to eat it. Now one thing I do like,
separate.
Austin, I like everything. I like my plate clean.
Yep.
Right? Because then I have a special, cup for my sauce and everything. My first plate I like clean.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second plate, it's hodgepodge. Do you like a little bit of your baked beans in your potato salad?
I like together? A little of the baked beans next to my protein.
Yeah.
So
I think you could just play baked beans everywhere.
Right. So when the baked beans hit the burger, hit the bun in the burger, or they hit the ribs, it's a win. It's a win. Parts of my family had 2 beans at the cookout. So they had the barbecue beans, and then they had regular beans because they would put them on their hot dogs.
Yeah.
They would put them on their hot dogs. And then when I got to Utah, they didn't even fake the funk. They put pork and beans right on the hospital, on the hot dog. And I looked at it, I was like, hey,
Josh Nielsen came in strong though. He said baked beans are disgusting.
Well, especially if they're done well. But
Well,
I'm a
there's two
potato
there.
salad. I'm a potato salad dude from like what do you say? I'm from the DC potato salad.
What
fan.
about deviled eggs?
Like,
What
deviled
about
eggs, yeah. But you got
no Austin. Austin, you 0 for 2. We got to give you a layup then, man.
Oh,
Do you like ribs?
Yeah, we gonna
I
give
like
him
ribs.
We gonna give him
protein.
We giving him potato chips at the cookout.
We had to throw him a 75-mile-an-hour fastball, man.
Yeah.
You struck out on 2 90-mile-high heaters to take 440
Deviled
feet.
eggs is
You don't like deviled eggs?
No.
Oh,
No.
Look at him.
deviled
Hey,
eggs
hold
is-
on. Look at his face though.
Yeah, he really like
Hey,
yeah.
but
That's a
see-
table setter. That's
But
such
see,
a
but
good.
DP, I have a little bit of I feel for him a little bit because
Okay.
when I was younger than Austin, I was like, I wouldn't say afraid, but I didn't like the way deviled eggs look just because I'm like, what is it, right?
Right.
Then obviously as I started to train, then you start to become one with eggs, hard-boiled eggs, all the
all
different,
of that.
right?
All of that.
But if you have good deviled eggs of really somebody that knows how to make them, it would change your life.
And
Austin.
don't put anything on the top. I don't need olive or celery. I don't need none of that on the top.
Yeah, Austin,
Put
just
the
a
put the red.
little paprika on
Yeah, a
there,
little
whatever.
paprika on
Hey,
the-
Austin, just listen.
If you bring me one of these deviled eggs,
Yeah.
I promise you I will
All
try
right.
it. How about that?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
No, I'm gonna have Charles from Mary Ellen
Yes.
make you.
There you go.
Because I know he get down.
It changes your life.
I know he get down.
And it's the difference from having ribs. Well, Dave and Buster's are good, but ribs at just a rinky-dink place
Mhm.
and having somebody that know how to cook ribs. Because it's not just go get ribs and throw them on there. You gotta prep them the night before, man.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Charles will hook you up because he will take them directly out of the smoker for you.
Yeah.
I like where that's headed.
Yeah,
One more
like
now.
he,
Okay.
he will take
Okay.
them directly out of the smoker. And then the questions you have to ask people when it comes to deviled eggs: when did you make them, and when did you set them out?
Yeah.
Because I can't get to the cookout at 1 having the deviled eggs set outside since 11.
No.
I
They
have
gotta be,
dangerous.
they got the deviled eggs are high maintenance because they got to be covered and they got to be making sure that they're at a good temperature. But that's part of it. Austin, you want that thing crisp.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
don't want it to be out there
Yeah.
all hot. No, you want it to be it's like a delicacy, man.
Hmm.
It's like caviar. when
Chicken
you
caviar?
Yeah.
Yeah. John and Courtney is with
Yeah,
us. He's
yeah.
like, deviled egg
Deviled
egg potato salad.
Yes.
Yep.
Austin.
Yep, killer good. He's
We're
absolutely right.
gonna have to have Austin over. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him
Yeah.
brotherized.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Look, we had Nick. Listen, you came in a lot farther along the line than Nick.
Yeah.
We turned. You seen Nick? We got him over there getting a fade. He right. We got Nick over there
You
getting
do.
a fade.
You do.
Nate.
That's so
Nate was coming from college, so we just had to just.
But he's a Hokie. He's from Virginia Tech.
Right,
He-
he's from
He
Virginia.
was already brotherized.
Right,
when he
but we had to take his his broness because Nate's a bro. He's
Yeah.
like a
Mhm.
college
Oh,
frat
yeah,
bro. We had to kind of
Take him from bro to
simmer
brother.
down. Simmer down. Simmer down now.
Because Nate, my man Nate would go from 0 to 100 and be hyped.
Simmer down now.
The one thing I will
and
say,
his daddy was a Hokie, so that just like so he
and-
double dipped.
and on top of it, he from Indiana.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So he think he's Steve Alford anyway.
Yeah. How
He
about
think-
yeah? So
he
much
think-
truth to that.
Anyways, good
So
segment.
much truth to that.
End of the hour. We'll be right back. Jay Forward DP.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we are looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
July marks 8 years of the Body Shop being open for business and serving Lincoln the best massage options in the area. Dennis and his team would like to thank all customers who have stopped in and let them relieve the pains and stress in their lives. Your continued business allows them to do what they are passionate about. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop, your go-to for all types of massages at 48th and A.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, Old School. One more hour to everybody's released until pandemonium. Blow up stuff. Make your last second shopping stops at wherever you may do. Hopefully it's at the Mercado. Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop located at 84th and Havelock. They will be open till I think 8 or 9 o'clock.
Austin's here till 9.
Yeah.
Austin's here till 9 tonight.
It's true.
Corner 3, baby. 7 to 8 o'clock.
Austin, I'm gonna ask you this. When
Am
you
I getting in trouble again?
When you coach
probably
your team, are you, because it used to be when they're real young, and the corner 3 used to be by facts, but not so much anymore, the harder shot to make. Are you a fan of your kids that you coach shooting corner threes?
So the thing with a lot of the kids that I coach is they all think they can shoot the corner 3. They also think they can shoot the volleyball line 3 or the wing 3 or the 4 dribble step back 3.
Yeah.
So I had, I think, 4 kids I even allowed to look at the rim from that far away, even consider it. You're in triple threat position still, but your first read is down to the block. We screen across with flex go, get yourself open. If it's not there, you're moving it back to the top of the key. We go again. There were a couple plays we had for a couple kids. I would let camp in the corner, but pretty much only against zone.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of zone. So drive and kick corner 3 against the zone. I'm a big fan of that.
I got
you. Corner 3 to me. Okay. So I think offenses, if you're less talented, using both corners are vital.
Yeah.
Have to.
Because nobody actually.
My rule was touch all 4 corners against the zone.
Like to spread that. And then the way coaches teach and coach help defense now puts one of those corners at vulnerability, and they think they can close out to it. My thing is, if you're going to full speed from the paint to the corner, I'm going to back cut you and break you back anyway, right? All of that, the ability to shoot the 3, or at least the implication that they can shoot the 3, makes every offense below the NBA that much better. Like, I just think it's vital.
Right.
Luckily enough, finding people who can shoot the 3 in the high schools that I coached at, like, God, that's how I know God loved me, because he kept giving me dudes who could shoot the corner 3. It was like the first tryout days, you go, please give me one. Give me one. Oh, I got two. We gonna win. We gonna win.
Yeah. Somebody willing and able to shoot a corner 3.
Well, and if they can pump, they can drive off of that, and then don't panic.
Yeah, and hit the mid range.
Get the pull up.
The mid range is cool. Is key. You know, a lot of high school coaches don't. They either, in particular, I know there's a high school coach around here. He likes dribble drive. Essentially, that means you want him to drive it, throw it up out the backboard, and finish. And that's good if you have some finishers, or try to shoot threes.
I don't understand where somebody picks it up as a good concept.
Because it's out of a book.
Well, which concept?
Yeah, it's so.
Like, if you have Allen Iverson, dribble drive is great. If you have,
but there's
Chris Paul, or somebody that can really break people down.
Yeah.
And then the decision making, whether it's them shooting or them dishing or them continue to essentially set the table. So essentially, the dribble drive, if you have some guys that can break down the defense, you are literally gut punching that defense. But you have to have guards that are superior turnover to assist ratio
and finishers. Like, to be able to, like, the dribble drive is only good if you can get to the glass, or get to the rim. Most dribble drive point guards
can't
do that. Like, you're asking too much.
Yeah.
Now So we would always teach this. If you can't finish off of 3 dribbles, then it's not the move. It's not the move.
Yeah.
Like the quickest way to my bench is 4 dribbles. That's just like it's.
Well, there's high school coaches around here that don't like players that can score within 3 dribbles, though.
I don't understand. Doesn't that change the scoreboard?
Yeah,
like the whole mission for me.
I think a lot of coaches. I think
change my scoreboard, keep theirs the same.
You know what's crazy is that they're aesthetically driven. But then
some of that I think,
and I know those coaches, right?
Yeah, I think some of the aesthetics is if you don't have a star, a guy that can do that. Some of that is, can we, gain enough of those small advantages here and there? If you have a star that can break someone down, life's easy, right? Let him go to work. Let him.
Well, that's not coaching. That's not coaching.
It's not coaching.
That's you taking advantage of.
Right.
Like my thing was, I've never coached at a place that had the most talent.
Mm-hmm.
I've never coached at a place that had the most talent, but the mission was still to win 80% of the games by not beating ourselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's a hard thing to do.
Teaching them how to play rather than teaching to run plays. And there's a difference that if we're running Laker cuts, what do I want to accomplish? What are the rules? If this, then this. If not this, then that. There is a rule, and you high rep those rules to teach a higher level of basketball IQ. Because no matter who you're facing, there's something that beats them.
Right.
There's always in the systems that you run, right? So if I've got a guy top of the key, I can pick and roll with that. But I have to teach the angles.
I have to teach on the run. Can you read off the
speed? I have to teach the skills for the jump stop. I have to.
And do you double it? See, I'm a big fan of now is like, if I had a good guard, I'm running pick and roll, and I'm doubling it now. I'm double pick and roll because teams generally they've seen pick and roll so much, so they'll hedge it, or if you come out too wide. Well, what they don't practice on defense and they don't practice on offense is hit him again with it.
Yeah,
or that second screen.
Well, we call it the fold because if Jay comes up and picks for me to go right the first time, if he resets immediately, they're at disadvantage. Like they're just okay. So I need to pull back the other way because then Jay's got 3 options to roll to the either side of the basket, face, backside roll, or to pop. And either way, they're wrong.
Yeah. The problem, the problem is in guard play. And you look at somebody, whether it's like Chucky Hebron from a few years ago, Josiah Dotzler, and then all the Miller North players like Gretna has a pretty good guard, and like maybe like a local guy like Tay Moore and some of the guys around here. The separation between them and then all the others is when these guys go to these trainers, right? You're doing all these moves against cones, but you're doing these moves and doing so many moves and fakes. Your head's down, so you don't see that. My thing is like this: college and NBA. There's a difference. College is more kind of slow paced. It's kind of like almost like in a lot of ways high school, right? Where like a lot of these Lincoln schools get destroyed by the Omaha schools and Metros because they don't play at a high enough pace. You know this, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
When you go and watch an Omaha team, they just play at a different pace, different intensity.
Yep.
So, but when you watch the NBA, they run real. Like if you watch the Golden State Warriors, they run a lot of basic things, but they're just reading it and like when they're coming off of a pick and roll. They're coming off so tight with Steph Curry. It is putting so much stress on Rudy. Pretty much got Rudy Gobert up out of Utah. Pick and roll did. Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton just destroyed Rudy Gobert. And Steph Curry and all those guys. I mean, Draymond was getting off like he was a 20-point scorer because he was rolling. He couldn't. So if you come off tight and you can read him and then you're hitting the mid-range, well, then that guy is going to kind of like leap at you. Now you are essentially dribble driving because now you're in the paint. Well, now here comes the Golden State Warriors, what I call secondary cut or backdoor cut. You can call them Hoosier cut because of Jimmy Chitwood. Now you're getting layup after layup. Now what you're doing by doing that, if you do it like 3 or 4 times, and you might miss a bunny or two, but you have just now destroyed the identity and created angst and anxiety on that defensive side of the ball.
Nothing degrades a talented team more than a layup off of your defense, whatever that defense is. Like that's just, especially when you think, hey, coach, I'm better than this guy that you're asking me to defend, and somehow he's beaten me to a spot.
Right.
And I say, well, listen, I don't have to have the most talented players to beat you to a spot on the floor. And if my spacing is good, it doesn't matter how talented you are, right? You'll make up some of that space.
Yeah.
But if you don't, DC, you're talking about that, you got 6'10" centers that jump out the gym, so they can two-step and get back to the soft corner and beat you. But I'm okay with that. I'll take that loss. But I'm also then understanding I need to get him out of there. So what do? Spacing. I need to pull him out of that space.
Yeah, that's
just
not,
one step further.
Right? With deep water, we go 5 out, and I'm going to make you defend.
Yeah, and you got to get it. These kids, I think one thing is there's not a lot of coaches that are explaining and teaching them basketball. They got to understand. So, like, when you're from, say, like 4th grade, let's just say 7th grade tops, everybody's teaching an offense where you're literally hugging the three-point line. Mm-hmm. Right? Well, I mean, that's about the age. But then after 7th grade and pretty much after 6th grade, you have got to be able – and this is where kids hear one thing and are not listening. You have to expand your offense when you start it, which is essentially – I always call it the red line because that's where the volleyball – when they have volleyball there. So I call it red line, and sometimes it's great. We're redlining it. So you got to create space so then you can actually run and people – basketball players are visual. If you're telling me – the ball's away from me, I need to flash to the middle of the zone, and I'm in the offense. I'm standing at the 3-point line, and there's 6'6", 6'4", a 6'2" guard. There ain't nowhere to go, so they're not going to freely go in there. But when you back them off that 3-point line, now the problem is that a lot of these kids have watched Steph Curry, Trae Young, Dame Dillard, who we're going to talk about, right? And they see them shooting from the gray red line and half court, so they think starting an offense is shooting that deep. And this is also the third part of it where a lot of these kids run into trouble. Instead of learning how to get to the rim if you're a smaller guard and be a full court pass, because I was listening to Bradley or Van Fleet, what he said, how he got to the NBA. And he was saying, if you're a 6 foot and under guard, you got to be a hellified full court defender. And it don't even matter if you know how to be defense. He's like, you just got to fight. That's number one. And we saw it with the young guy from Kansas State. And then you have to be a knockdown 3-point shooter. A knockdown 3-point shooter isn't Dame Dillard. Dame Dillard is a knockdown 3-point shooter. What they see Dame and Steph Curry do is if DP is short, GP and Jay Foreman are tired, and we just came off the bench, we don't need to guard him there. Well, he's dribbling down off a secondary break. He's shooting a free throw from 30 feet. Kids these days are trying to shoot those shots instead of shooting them actually after 1 or 2 passes, and it's a lot of bad basketball.
Or without the foundation, right?
Right, without the
shoot
work.
Threes, you got to get your form shooting in. You got to prove to me you can knock down your free throws, right? That's the basis. Your form doesn't.
If you're
change.
a guard,
but that's a thing that you can. That's a thing that any player
can control,
can work on anytime, all the time.
Yep.
Your shooting is a thing. That's just a choice.
Yeah.
Jay likes to say that's a choice.
Yeah.
Yep. That's absolutely a choice.
And free throws.
Right. Those are two things that my coach used to tell me, because I was never a shooter in high school. I was a scorer, and there's a difference. Right?
There's a huge difference.
There's a difference. I was a scorer, and I was better on the move with my running one-hander and my jumper than I was shooting set jump shots. That wasn't my thing. But what I did better, my coach told me this in 8th grade, and it was absolute gospel, and I played with it. He said, listen, you're never going to score 28 a game just by being that player. But you can get me 4 steals that get us 8 points.
Yeah.
And we're not going to face a team that's 10 points better than us this season. If you can steal me 8 points, you'll be my starting guard. Well, guess what? Okay. Look, it's much easier for me to get to the rim when I'm out front than it is for me to do it within the offense.
Right.
So that working from the short side. Then the other thing was, I love a coach that teaches repost and that he understands it. Listen, you can go in at 6 foot and cause a threat and duress to a 7-footer.
Yeah.
Just by occupying the space. You're making the rest of the team better by somebody has to occupy the big. And if I run in front of Jay has to acknowledge me. most coaches will tell me then to get, once I've occupied him and it wasn't there, to get out of there. But no, the moment Jay releases me, I'm the biggest threat on the floor. I'm closest to the basket. And so we teach
right here.
Yep. But we teach him get to the soft corner because it's the only space behind Jay that he cannot see. He cannot see. So get to the soft corner, get me the ball there. It forces Jay to turn. It forces Help to turn. And then I've got two cutters and we can go whatever way we want to go.
Right.
And to watch coaches that run that, when I saw Nebraska do that late in the season with Sam Hoiberg on the floor and with Casey, I went, that's it. That's it. They've started to get it. They've started to get that they need to attack those soft spaces, those soft underbellies of defenses.
Because defenses really don't want to. There's not a lot of players out there, kids or just basketball players that want to play D. There isn't.
That's the easiest way to get on the floor.
But they don't want to, and they don't want to play defense after the first pass. And so, the kids these days, they think like, okay, I got the ball, I got to shoot, and it's a hot potato. Whereas, whether you're playing summer basketball or in high school, 35-second shot clock is a lot of time. But here's the problem. See, when you watch an Omaha team, it's a lot of time because they're pushing the pace. When you watch Bellevue West and you watch how they get into their second day break, they put so much pressure on you. Possession in and possession out.
Throughout the 35 seconds.
But right off the rip, you miss, one of them big guys get it, the guard's coming down, catching in momentum, and it's like he's catching it. It's
banana
almost
cut.
Banana, and then they are pushing down the sides. So now you better get back on D. If not, they are going to lay up you to death. And then after they score on you, and they can run half court with you, then you look and you get the ball. Here I am. I'm guarding you face to face. Versus when you play a little bit slower in Lincoln, that you get the rebound and then you're not getting across half court sometimes to under 30. So then therefore you have to play in a hurry and versus playing fast. And there's a big difference.
And that's where, too, if you're going to play that way, you have to execute at the highest of levels.
Right.
Playing faster gives you more possessions. You can afford to make a mistake or two. Now, Bellevue West doesn't make many.
Right.
Really
and that's where the problem
tough.
is, because Millard North was a really good team. And the way they blew that game, the championship game open, was
slowing down too soon.
I trap with slow players just for that reason. That I would rather us play at a tempo that we're used to playing at, rather than playing slow just out of comfort.
Right.
Like I'll take slow dudes who are willing to defend hard for longer.
And you can you can hide them that way, because then therefore when you're trapping.
Stop telling secrets, Jay. Dang.
Hey man, I'm just a football player. I don't know anything about basketball. You can eliminate the athletic deficiency by doing so. Now, when you do it though, you have to have guys that are bought in and have the right mindset, because people always think, well, there is two different things. As soon as fourth grade hits, there's two different teams. There's teams that got really good athletes, and then they're going to pressure against kids that have never seen it before. So they're going to run ramp shot for the first half of the fourth grade season.
Yeah.
Then they're going to play those same teams, and it's going to be a lot closer, sometimes lose. But what you have to, so then everybody's thinking like, okay, well, when they're younger, it's like helter skelter, because you're not getting it over half court because everybody's just freezing up. But when you press or you trap, you actually have to you got to have a high level of intelligence, because you're actually reading the offense or reading the defense that you're running, or trap or whatever that you're running on the run. And then on top of it, you have to communicate. If you're a lazy communicator,
you can't trap.
You can't be on the court running that.
Quiet defense ain't good defense.
Because some of the guys will point. Well, listen, I asked one of the players, I said, well, okay, that's great that you pointed, but if me and you are walking down the street and I'm looking over here and a dude's about to come hit me upside my head, and you just, instead of saying, hey, Jay, look out, you just point, I'm knocked out anyways. So after, when I get up, I'm trying to knock you out. So you better tell me he's coming, right?
Tell me loudly.
Not just talk, but to me.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
direct
call my name.
Stay. Call my name.
from your left.
And it's the
Step
easiest
up.
thing to do. And really, if you want, and you really, what these kids don't understand, parents don't either. If you really want to get on the court, if you have coaches that are going to be looking to get players on the court, but ideally, if you want to get on the court, you learn how to play defense and talk. Older guys will want to play with you because they know you're not going to get in the way you know how to play. When you're a younger player, see, this is also what the mindset of kids, you go from, say, like a younger player scoring all the time. So you think like you go play with some seniors that you need to score. No, man, your job is to hit an open shot or two, get some garbage points, get some layups, and not mess up and get the experience.
That was how I got on the floor.
But
my sophomore year experience.
But there's a lot of kids that think they need to go from playing summer basketball to think like, okay, I need to go be playing. You ain't LeBron, man. I saw LeBron in high school. I'll never forget Troy Evans that we've had on Old School, and he told me about LeBron. And I made a special. I said, listen, Troy, if I come down here and watch this kid, and he ain't close enough to Jordan, I said, me and you gonna go at it. Now we wouldn't have, but Troy had been telling me about LeBron James for a season and a half because he knew I love basketball. Because he always make fun of me because I used to have Kevin. That was when we used to wear jerseys and stuff to the game. He's like, here, you come in here with that extra medium guy, be wearing my Kevin Garnett jersey or whatever. And I was like, man, I just did some push-ups in the gym or whatever. And if you're not LeBron or one of these dudes that we talk about, your kid ain't ready to play against no seniors, man. Unless he's a man child, like that one kid that DP sent me, that's 15 years old, 7'1", and 260 pounds. Well, I always say it like Randy Moss. When they procreated, that was a magical night. If your kid ain't magical, stop trying to act like he is. With that being said, we're gonna go to a magical break. Jay Foreman, DP, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over. It's time to experience hassle-free service with no contracts or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. We are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness. And now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is Nebraska's premier NIL company. And with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, man. We are back. Old School, J Foreman, DP. 30 more minutes before we get to go and partake in fireworks. Or
not.
Or Armageddon 2023. Anyways, big news, DP.
Yes.
NBA free agency has popped off.
Okay.
I want to know what your initial feelings and thoughts are. You know, obviously the Lakers have done some strategic moves. Obviously Bradley Beal been already in the works. I think the big thing now is like, Damian Dillard. He gave Portland. See what people don't understand. When he met with the ownership, he gave him 2 names. It was like a mafia meeting. You know, when you say, hey man, can I get this corner and what's the percentage? So he sent 2 names over to him. It was Draymond and what was the other one?
Yeah,
Jeremy
they mentioned
Grant
it.
And Jeremy Grant, Draymond, and there was another one, and they struck out on both of them. And then as soon as that happened, as soon as Draymond went back, and it was never an option, or maybe Portland never really came correct because Draymond had signed back with the Warriors like within the first that was one of the first ones on the ticker. So I want to know what your initial thoughts of what do you think about Dame Dillard in Portland? Do you think it's going to be a amicable, I guess I want to say I don't think it's a divorce because I think it's going to be a separation. I think Dame's going to come back there and play at the end of his career. Do you think they're going to grant his wishes and allow and trade him somehow, some way to the Miami Heat and essentially, fire sale? Or Miami is going to give away a lot of their young, kind of free agent players that made names for himself. Probably Tyler Hero and or Duncan Robinson is the big contract they're going to have to move for Damian Dillard. Do you foresee that happening, or do you see him ending up, in Philly or somewhere like that? Kind of a 3-way deal with James Harden.
I would he has made the statement that Miami was the
number
choice.
1.
To me, you get the most value for it, and you get the likelihood that he comes back later.
If he goes to his
first choice.
Right.
If he does not go to his first choice, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem. So I think you do what you can do for him. Let him go where he wants to go, get something for it, because you're not going to get value for it. You're not going to get your full value for it. So once you know that, do good business, do smart business, send him where he wants to go.
And do you think with Dame, it's like a year too late? Do you think like why wouldn't you just do this last year? Because you knew Dame knows going into camp that they're suspect. They're not going to make a deep run. So why wait this year is what I'm asking you.
Well, because that that thinking that you have time.
There is no time,
right? Like the people that think they have time. Like, okay, no, I'll get it. Like we're better than I think we are, and that's the thing that every great superstar that it is a consistent flaw with every great player in the NBA because you have one great player in yourself. You think you have another great player and a teammate, depending on who the teammate is. And then you always think you're one player away. Every great NBA player in the NBA right now believes that his team is one player away from winning a chip. And 98% of them are wrong.
Right. And let me ask you about this, though. From a guy that went much maligned because of his mouth and poor play to really securing a big bag for him in 4 years, $80 million. Dylan Brooks of the Houston Rockets.
I don't understand.
Here's what I do understand it. Here's why.
Right.
I think Dylan Brooks has value. I think it's change of scenery and hopefully a little bit of humbleness and more of a reality check. Like, okay, you want to be Draymond, you're not Draymond, just be Dylan Brooks, and that's when you're really good. But also, what people don't understand, the tricky thing about the NBA salary cap, their salary cap's different than the NFL. You have to spend a certain percentage of the salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you see guys that normally would leave a situation, say like Giannis, and Giannis could have probably normally played and got to a bigger market, or LeBron when he first was at Cleveland, or other stars like that. They re-up for the rookie max, right? They just talked about LaMelo Ball just got $260 million, and Jordan only made $94 million. He's not a 200. Zion Williamson this year before. So that's where you see a team like the Houston Rockets that had a lot of young draft choices. So it's not really eating up the salary cap. You get Fred VanVleet, sign him to 130, then you turn around and get Dylan Brooks for 80.
What are they trying? What's in your mind? What's Houston trying to do?
What, to be honest with you?
Yeah.
I understood the VanVleet signing. 1, he had an excellent year. 2, he has championship pedigree. 3, he plays like a professional. So then he's giving you return in the locker room because of, obviously, you've seen the videos of Jalen Green and all them.
So VanVleet and Dylan Brooks with young talent.
No, I'm with VanVleet, I could see it. Then I would think like you're going to add, like I would say 3 level. Your point guard with Jalen Green, a couple other draft choices, a big man, right? And then you can kind of say, okay, I can see we can start to become competitive again.
Okay.
Right? Because you got some veterans trying to teach young guys, teach them how to be pros. But bringing in Dylan Brooks, I think Dylan Brooks is, I don't know if that was the going rate for him, but I think what they're trying to do is bring some edge. Now, whether it's forced edge or natural edge, he's in there to bring edge. I foresee with their coach and with these 2 veterans that one of the young stars will be gone within a year, whether it's a trade or he's not playing well. Because when you look at their roster, right, we can get their teams up here. When we look at these old Rockets here, it's amazing that the Rockets went from like Clyde and Akeem, and then you had Stevie Francis, then you had Yao Ming, that they always were good, Tracy McGrady, them, and then now you got a bunch of clowns down there. When you look at the Houston Rockets roster, besides they got Dylan Brooks up there, you got Willie Cauley-Stein, who's kind of a, I don't know, I won't call him a bust, but he definitely didn't get better. They just traded Josh Christopher. Obviously, having that video out was probably not his best interest.
A little bit,
right?
A little bit of a problem.
And then everybody else is like, are what I call, who is he? Then you got Jalen Green, who was a lottery pick, right? And he comes from the, it was an OTE and all that, the G League. And then you got Frank Kaminsky, who was actually used to play for the Hornets, who's kind of trying to be a stretch 4 at 7 feet, but is actually a pretty good rebounder, but it's not quick enough to be a true stretch 4. But actually, I think he's a good player. They spent big money on Jock Landale, who actually played from St. Mary's, who, listen here.
I'm going to take your word on this one.
Hold on. For him, it's fool's gold. And here's why I'm going to say it. this is where the Houston Rockets and my experience with the Houston Texans run hand in hand. You have a ton of money, they have to spend it. So Landell, when he came in for the Phoenix Suns, he came in as a backup to DeAndre Ayton. You come in and you really don't have you're playing like with house money. Go in and play hard, do a couple pick and rolls, get a couple dunks. So your efficiency rating is what the rate that you score per minute is out the roof. Well, when you get some knuckleheads like Houston, they're thinking like, oh, he's really good playing 12 minutes. Let's see what we do if we can get him to play 30. Let's see what we can do. We can play him 32 minutes. So I can't hate the man or the hustle. I just look at you. I've seen this before. I've seen where I looked at the scouting report of some players, and they were like, expose him, he's garbage. And we paid him like the highest paid player at his position. Not once, not twice, 3 times. That's it right there. And then after that, they got Boban on there, he's 34. He's been in the league forever. Kenyon Martin Jr. is a sharpshooter, but he still needs to develop, right? Then you got Kevin Porter Jr. Everybody's so young. Jabari Smith, who I was thinking if they could bring in a true 4, right? Try maybe a pick and pop 4. Jabari Smith has next level talent, but he doesn't have a veteran. So I was thinking that maybe Dylan Brooks can do it. I'm not sure if I would trust Dylan Brooks to do so. Ty Washington, he has great efficiency rating as far as when he plays. We'll see if he in a bigger role what he does. This team right here with obviously Eamon Thompson, who came in as I think he might be just barely 18, and Cam Whitmore, who is 18, slid down the draft, should have been a lottery pick. People were this is the thing about the NBA that's funny. There's 2 things that they say when people get drafted. He didn't shoot the ball well and is not a really good shooter, but he has the ability to become a big shooter. Well, it's either you can shoot the ball.
He's at 19 years.
Well, I mean, he didn't shoot the ball well this year, but they think with some work he could be. Well, wouldn't you do the work if you think you're going to be the pros? That's number one. And then with Cam Whitmore, they said some of the scouts came away questioning and openly asking him, "Do you want to be here? You turned pro early, stay in the draft, right? At one of the best basketball schools that get you ready for the NBA in Villanova, even though Jay Wright's gone. Jay Wright, you need to come back, my brother." But
taking over New York.
But listen to this. Then you stay in the draft, DP. Then you go to a workout because your agent said, hey, Austin, you got this workout here for the New York Knicks. Okay. You've been working out with that trainer that we're paying about $50,000 to do the same thing you did in college, and are you in shape? Yeah, I'm good. And then you go down there in front of the scout for a job interview and probably don't break a sweat, and the dude's like, "Do you even want to be here?" And he slides to you. So you already know if he doesn't have somebody really take him underneath the wing, and by all practical purposes, I doubt he's listening to anybody right now. That's not going to work. And then you got Eamon Thompson, who's 20 years old, who has a twin brother. Both of them went 3 and 4. When he got interviewed, he said he's bringing in. He said, "I'm bringing some stability to the locker room."
$20 million a year to Dylan Brooks.
Listen,
lead.
Listen, if I'm Fred VanVleet, I'm looking at him and say, "Bro, you ain't even paid taxes in Texas yet. You ain't leading nothing up in here."
Just like I'm trying to you tell me.
Well, listen here. I'm gonna ask you this question: what's the bigger surprise, Dylan Brooks getting 80, or Russell Westbrook only getting 2 years, $8 million?
I was talking to Rock and Ramel Jr. and of course they're still connected and in that space. And it's one of those things that, okay, this is Westbrook being the veteran saying, "Listen, I have enough."
Does somebody else paying him?
No,
is he still under contract?
Yeah, he's still under some contract, but the reality is he still could have got more from the Lakers, and he could have got more from everybody else. But he said, "I want to be here from the Clippers. I want to be here because I think we can win here."
And he's found a home, and he played really well. And Ty Lue, allows him to play his way.
So then they take some of that money and go get another body, which is what they need. Somebody that will eat up time and space.
What about James Harden?
Well, I
don't know how you can do that, though.
You could do that because somebody will pay James Harden wherever he plays.
No, I'm talking about with the Clippers.
No, but he's not going to get a full value contract with the Clippers, nor does he need it.
Well, he can't because the dummy signed back in.
Right, but he doesn't. So he'll get the $35 million no matter what somehow. Then it becomes how much of it the Clippers will take. Then imagine that group together. And if their mission is really just staying healthy for 81 games, 82 games, then load management you can do when you have
Westbrook.
when you have all of them. You're not asking any of them to carry the burden of an entire season. You're simply saying, stay healthy, get healthy, and then come playoff time, let's go.
They're on the cusp of being Milwaukee Bucks last year. A really old team, right? Because you got
they'll be old.
You got Westbrook is 34. You got Norman Powell who's 30. Mason Plumlee, who they just signed, is 33. Marcus Morris, who's 33. Kawhi, who's 32. Paul George is 33. Robert Covington, who actually is pretty good, is 32. I mean, that's a pretty, they're pretty good. And then on top of it, you got Nicolas Batum, the French, the first French connection, 6'8", 230. He's 34 years old. 34 years old. Oui. Voulez-vous.
Get that money.
Voulez-vous.
I think all of it. And
Who
again,
are you?
But I don't think the NBA's done.
Voulez-vous. Who are you?
I don't think the NBA's done. I think the Summer League opens the door again for more craziness. Because that's when the masterminds of the NBA get together in Vegas and the cocktails start to pour, deals happen. That's just the way it is.
Let me ask you this. Was it a big surprise that Kyrie Irving did a FaceTime or whatever, and he said, I'm going to take my time? He was one of the first guys to sign with Dallas.
Yeah.
He must have woke up on and said, all right, I feel like getting paid.
The earth wasn't flat. He had to make decisions. That's what, like with Kyrie, we don't know. We really don't know. I would think that some of the Kyrie thing is Luka and him coming to some agreement 1-to-1.
How is that going to work? You know what,
Luka's
DP?
you know what,
DP? I want you to think about that. We're gonna follow. We're gonna go to a quick break. I want you to think long and hard about what the Dallas Mavericks, because Strick is always dropping these little nuggets that people don't want to go play for Mark Cuban. I would think he'd be pretty cool, because any owner that was going to allow Dennis Rodman to stay in his guest house, one, he's pretty brave. Number two, he's pretty open. But obviously not able to get free agents there, right? Remember, they couldn't even get DeAndre Jordan from the Clippers at one time. I want to ask you about Kyrie and Luka, because on the surface and on paper, it's two unstoppable forces. It looked pretty bad last year. Do you see it working out? And possibly could Luka just say, bump it, I'm out of here? DP, Jay Foreman, we're going to break. We got a big question coming on. We're going to send you off to 4th of July the right way. Fire away on them fireworks. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to get the grill out for 4th of July celebrations. Make sure to load up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 5th are $2 off all steakhouse burgers and hot dogs. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the shuffleboard corner for just $5 and get your first drink on the house. Come on Sundays for open house league all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock. You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxiMerge 5, or MaxiMerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Last quick segment before we start our July 4th extravaganza all across Lincoln. Big things popping, little things stopping. This is Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Ask DP before the break, what would you do, or how do you foresee this Kyrie Irving and Luka partnership working? You know, and also how does it affect Jason Kidd? And I think the pressure is really on because of 2 seasons prior, they made the Western Conference Finals.
So so it's twofold. One, it's the problem that all Dallas teams exist in, is that it's Dallas.
Yeah.
It's Dallas. There's so many distractions, and there's so many things that go on outside of the game itself. It affects the Cowboys. It affects the Rangers. It affects the Stars.
Right.
And if you're a star in that city, in Dallas, there are too many distractions, especially when you're young and talented. Luka, young, talented, with an owner who is an open book. Then add Kyrie and all of his uniqueness to the picture. And there's space for Kyrie in Dallas. There are people who have been waiting for a star like Kyrie to come to Dallas so that they can give him all the pats on the back and all the things he needs.
Yeah.
On the floor, wait a minute, you had a coach in Rick Carlisle who was a teacher.
Yes. And held you accountable.
Right? Held you accountable. But you didn't want that. You didn't want that.
Did Luka not want that?
Luka says he wanted that, but
he didn't. Behind closed doors,
right.
I don't think he wanted it.
The reality is somebody telling Luka that, listen, bro, you need to change your body.
Yeah.
You got to change your body because your body's wearing down. You can tell me that, yeah, you're still playing 46 minutes, but you're not playing a complete 46 minutes. You're not defending for the biggest 5 possessions of the game, right? And you can tell me that you're saving energy for offense. But we don't need that because now we have Kyrie who can give us some additional bump. Even when you had Porzingis, you didn't trust him in those moments. So trust is the biggest issue.
And how does that? Well, that's what. Now that brings it back to the other question. Like with Kyrie, how does that ever happen? I mean, Kyrie, him and Kevin Durant literally ran the Brooklyn Nets into the ground and then left. All 3 of them, Harden, KD, and Kyrie. The deal was that all 3 of them were going to re-up. The only Kevin Durant went first, right? He was a man of his word. Kyrie didn't. Then James Harden was like, well, if he didn't, I'm out. So how can you trust him? I mean,
there is no trust. That is the real issue in Dallas. Trust. The owner trusts coaches who haven't delivered because, quite frankly, if you're still doing good business, that's the override.
Right.
On the floor, there is a subtle change of philosophy that's happened in the last few months. I'll point this out. Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway Jr.
There it is. We're gonna start knocking down threes. You already know what
JaVale
JaVale McGee.
Okay, so what you went and got Pierre. You went and got Pierre. You went and got 4 players who have high basketball IQ and who have had success in other places.
Even JaVale McGee.
Yep. Because look, Pierre.
He said, "Yep."
Pierre's a coach on the end. First of all, I mean he's one of the intelligent. He's weird, but he's the right kind of weird, right? That he's going to be in the playbook. He's going to look at film. He'll have answers at the end of the bench, which is what you need.
He's goofy.
Yeah, he's
smart.
Perfectly goofy. I'm not sure why they went and got Dante Exum. I have no idea what the idea was behind that.
Because he shot 38% from 3 and 85% from the line in Europe and won a league championship.
Who's Pierre?
JaVale McGee. That's his name on the road in clubs.
What's wrong with you?
I've never called JaVale. I've never called JaVale.
Why are you doing this?
He's Pierre.
Why? Why did you just do this before?
Because we're in Lincoln, Nebraska, and nobody knows Pierre.
I'm sitting there looking at the roster of Pierre. JaVale McGee is lucky I wouldn't be playing it because if I knew his name,
it's Pierre.
Pepe Le Pew.
No, he's Pierre. That
now JaVale McGee. I'm watching you now. That just made me just a fan.
There you go.
And they got Markieff Morris in there, so you got a little
you
bit.
got smarter. You got smarter. You got more veteran. Hopefully, you're going to take some of the burden off of the other 2.
We shall see, man. Good show. DP Austin, enjoy your 4th. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. We are out.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
He's live. He's nationwide on CBS Sports Radio. This is the Zach Gelb Show.